This
We were
conference will
discussing
now be
regarding the
recorded.
purchasing value key. So let me go to the system. Any doubts still here? I think yesterday somebody was asking questions, right? So do you have any questions till now? So that we can spend some time so that we will be able to discuss your queries. Any queries do you have? No queries? Have you started practicing it or not? Okay, so if there is no queries, we can continue with our session. Okay, so let me try to create a material quickly. So I will go to the SAP system and I will try to create a material. You do not have any doubts like organizational structure, anything. So I will go to the SAP India 123. Okay, so I will go to the MM01 transaction code and industry sector as mechanical engineering, and I will select material type as 9ROH. Okay, 9ROH I am going to select, or ROH I will take, and I will input the number range as C151, which is external number range. So I will select, I will go to the organizational levels. So these are the levels at which I want to maintain the material. Okay, so let me quickly maintain the mandatory fields. So we were in the purchasing view. So purchasing view. So yesterday we were able to discuss till the batch management, right? So now we are in the purchasing value key. So what is purchasing value key? I will select any one of the purchasing value keys somebody created. So these are the purchasing value keys that somebody created. So I'm going to select the relevant purchasing value key. So when I click on enter, it is saying the first within the purchasing value key, there is something known as a first reminder. First reminder is nothing but you raised a order for this particular material against one of the vendor. When you raise a order, so after raising the order, within 10 days of the raising order, you are going to send one reminder to the vendor regarding the receipt of the materials, whether he is going to send the materials on time or not. So you are going to send the reminders to the vendor. So if you want to send the reminders to the vendor, so you need to maintain the reminder days. So first reminder within 10 days of the creation of the purchase order you are going to send. The second reminder you are going to send within 20 days, and the third reminder you are going to send within 30 days of the creation of the purchase order. Then shipping instructions. Shipping instructions is nothing but what is the mode of transport that vendor is choosing to deliver the material. Is he going to deliver by truck or by train, etc.? So you just need to select a relevant shipping or the mode of transport. Under delivery tolerance and over delivery tolerance means you ordered 1000 pieces, vendor can deliver 10% extra. Let us say 1000. What is the 10% of 1000? It is 100, right? So 1000 plus 100, it will be 1100 he can deliver. Sometimes he can deliver below 1000. How much quantity he can deliver? 10% less. That is nothing but a under delivery. Under delivery is nothing but you ordered 1000 numbers, but vendor can deliver 10% below that. That is 900. Sometimes you order 1000, vendor will be able to deliver 10% extra on the order quantity, that is 1100. So your system should be able to accept when he delivered 900, when he delivered 1100 also, your system should be able to accept the quantities even though you ordered 1000 numbers. So that is nothing but a under delivery tolerance and the over delivery tolerance. Unlimited delivery tolerance means vendor can deliver, you order 1000 numbers, but vendor can deliver 1 lakh pieces also. Why? Because there is no limit, unlimited delivery tolerance. Acknowledgement required is nothing but you give one purchase order to the vendor, so he should be able to acknowledge that particular purchase order and communicate it back to you, so that you will be, you know, that vendor is already received the purchase order. So it is nothing but a communication that vendor is going to give it to you regarding the receipt of the purchase order from your end. Then we have other manufacturing data. Within other manufacturing data we have known as, let me go to the other manufacturing data. Within other manufacturing data we have a GR processing time. GR processing time is nothing but you received the materials into your company, and what is the time that it will take in your company to register that particular receipt of the materials into your system as a goods receipt process. So normally if you go to any one of the company, the goods receipt process will take 2 days or 3 days maximum. Let us say it will take 3 days. Post to inspection stock means when you do the goods receipt, the stocks are automatically getting posted into the inspection or the quality inspection stocks, so that quality department people will come to your stores department and they will do the quality inspection of the materials which are received at your end, and they will try to accept or the rejects based upon the quality parameters of the material. Critical part, yes, it is critical for your production. If it is a critical part for your production, then you just need to select yes, it is a critical part for your production. Okay, so then we have quota arrangement. So quota arrangement also one of the master data like material master. We are going to discuss quota arrangement soon. Okay, so if the material is relevant for the quota arrangement, you just need to select yes, the material is relevant for the quota arrangement. Source list also one of the master data. If you are going to maintain a source list for this particular material, you just need to select source list for this material. Just in time scheduled indicator. Just in time scheduled indicator is nothing but there are some materials who are just in time in nature. Just in time means normally if you go to any one of the company in the olden days, people used to buy the materials 2 months in advance and keep them in the stores, and they will be issuing those materials into the production department whenever there is a requirement. But nowadays it is not like that. You are not going to buy the materials in advance, and you are not going to store the materials in advance in your stores department. Instead, whenever there is a requirement, so the vendor is directly delivering the materials to the assembly line of the company. Let us say today I want to produce one refrigerator. So the vendor will deliver the materials that are required for the refrigerator on the production line before start of the 30 minutes before the production. So which is nothing but a just in time. So if the material is relevant for the just in time procurement processes, you just need to select just in time scheduled indicator as one. Manufacturer part number, manufacturer part number and the manufacturer part profile is something like, so in my company I am identifying oxygen with this material number, but what is the manufacturer or the vendor's number which he is identifying the oxygen? Let us say he is identifying oxygen 200 like that. Also, who is the vendor that delivering this particular material? If you know the vendor, when you are creating the material master data, you just select the vendor number over here which the material is being delivered by him. Let us say he is the vendor delivering the material to your company. Okay, so then we have the foreign trade import data. So we have maintained foreign trade export data, right? So the same way, whatever may be the foreign trade export data you maintain, the same thing will be automatically copied over here. Means foreign trade export or foreign trade import data, both are same. So you just need to select the relevant foreign trade data for this particular material. So like what is the commodity code of this material, you just need to select it over here, and what is the export or the import group, you just need to select. So these and all the characteristics of the materials which will be used in the export and import transactions for a particular material. So we already maintained these things in the foreign trade import export. So the same thing is valid over here for the foreign trade import as well. So I'm just trying to select the foreign trade import data and country of origin. If you are importing from which country? Let us say you are importing from US. Okay, so let me select US over here, and region of the origin within US, what is the place from which you are receiving this particular material, and what is the cap product list number. So these are all the things that will be used in the import. And cap product group number, you just need to select it over it. If you want to see what is cap product group, all those things, just select this particular icon, click on F1. So you will see what is common agricultural policy, cap products group foreign trade. So common agricultural policy, right? Means if you are importing any one of the material from external countries, then every material that is being utilized for the agricultural purpose, if you are importing any product from the agricultural purpose, then you just need to specify the agricultural product group that is being specified for that particular material. Okay, so then exemption certificate, we have already seen yesterday what is the exemption certificate. If you wanted to have the tax implications to be exempted when you are doing the export or import, you just need to select the exemption certificate, etc. What is the date on which the exemption certificate had been issued? So if the material is the military relevant, just select the military goods. Yes, this material is relevant for the military goods. Okay, now we are in the purchasing order text. So purchase order text is nothing but whatever may be the information that you are going to write it over here for the purpose of the procurement activities. So you just need to specify any information that is related to the procurement of this particular material from a external vendor. So you can write a big story over here regarding the procurement of the material. Means if you are buying this particular material, what are the characteristics that you wanted to have, and what are the quality parameters, what is the delivery terms and conditions, everything, anything you can write it over here, so that the same thing will be copied into the purchase order, and whatever may be the data that you maintained here over here can be taken as a printout when you are trying to take the printout of the purchase order and giving it to the vendor. So you just need to select relevant purchase order text over here. Okay, so you can write anything over here, but I am just maintaining some dummy data over here. And MRP1 view. So MRP1 view is nothing but a material requirement. So with this purchasing view, so for SAP consultant, purchasing view and foreign trade import data, foreign trade import data, and purchase order text. So these are related to the SAP consultant. Okay, so as a SAP consultant, you need to understand these things quite clearly. Then MRP 1 and MRP 2 and MRP 4, these are related to the production planning related module. So you need to maintain the, if you are able to understand the mandatory fields, that will be fine. Okay, so what are the mandatory fields in the MRP1 view? So the mandatory fields in the MRP1 view is the MRP type. MRP is nothing but a material requirement planning. So there are various types of MRP types, how you are going to execute the MRP for a particular material. So normally we will select PD. PD is nothing but this particular material is relevant for the material requirement planning. And ND means no planning. The material is not relevant for the material requirement planning. So these are the two things normally we will select. If a material is relevant for the material requirement planning, I will select PD. Or if it is not relevant for the planning, I will select ND. So I will select PD. This particular material is relevant for the material requirement planning purposes. And when I click on enter, so it will ask for the material requirement planning controller. So I need to select the material requirement planning controller for this particular material. So MRP controller is nothing but a person who will be executing the or running the planning for this particular material. He is the planner within the organization. So I just need to select relevant material requirement planning planner in the MRP1 view of the material master. So lot size is nothing but if you are doing planning for a particular material, how much minimum quantity you are going to plan. Let us say you are going to plan for 2 days requirement or 2 weeks requirement. If I select 2W, that means I am going to plan this particular quantity. I am going to plan the quantity for this particular material that will be required for 2 weeks in my production plant. That is nothing but a lot size. So you just need to select a relevant lot size over here for the particular material. Okay, now we are in the MRP2 view. In the MRP2 view, planned delivery time is one of the mandatory field. I will put 30 days. What is planned delivery time? Planned delivery time is nothing but a time that is being taken for a particular material. Let us say today I created a purchase requisition for this material. So it will purchase requisition. Once it is created, it will go to the various levels of approval. Then it will go to the procurement department. Then procurement department will create a purchase order against this particular requisition, and that particular purchase order will be given to the vendor. Vendor will manufacture the materials against this particular purchase order, and he will deliver the materials back to your company premises. So this entire process normally will take 30 to 45 days. So the time that has taken from the purchase requisition creation to the material received into your company premises will be called as a planned delivery time. That is nothing but a 30 days or the 45 days for a particular material. Schedule margin key. So I will just select schedule margin key. I need to check what exactly the purpose of the schedule margin key. This is also will be used in case of the material requirement planning purposes. Okay, now we are in the MRP3 view. In the MRP3 view, I think nothing is mandatory. So I will just skip these things. And now we are in the forecasting view. So what is forecasting? Forecasting is nothing but a planning. Let us say in my company, I am using a bearing from last 60 months or the 5 years. So what I will do for this particular bearing, for the last, today is May, right? Today is May 2022. And what is the previous month? That is April 2022 and March 2022. Like that, for the past 60 months, like February 2022 and January 2022 and December 2021, November 2021, October 2021, right? So like that, for the past 50 months, I am going to maintain the historical data of the consumption or the procurement values for this particular material. Let us say for the April month, I have purchased a bearings of 10,000 numbers in my company. March, I purchased 11,000 numbers. February, again 10,000 numbers. January, 10,000 numbers. December, 10,000 numbers. November, 10,000. October, 10,000 numbers. Like this, I maintained the past historical data for the last 50 months. Okay, so based upon the past historical data, I am going to do the future requirements planning. Let us say if somebody asked me how much quantity of the bearing you are going to buy during December 22. So I will simply say I am going to buy 9,500 or 11,500, like that. How I will be able to say? Based upon I know the past historical procurement details of this particular material. So based upon that, I am able to simply say I am going to buy here and there 9,500 or 11,500 or 10,000, like that. So this is nothing but a forecasting for a particular material. So before doing the forecasting, I need to select the relevant forecasting model. So there are various types of forecasting models for a particular material. Okay, so one forecasting model is, let me see, one forecasting model is the constant model, and the second one is the trend model, and third one is the seasonal model. Means constant model means, let me take an example of the car, right? If you are doing the future planning for a car within your company, you can do the forecasting based upon the past historical data. Means every month, during the entire year, the car production will be same in your company. Why? Because it doesn't depend upon the seasonal. Let us say I will take one of the, not car, I will take air conditioner, right? If I take air conditioner production in my company during the January will be, let us say I am producing 15,000. February 15,000. March 25,000. April 35,000. May it will be 80,000. June again 35,000. July 25,000. See, the production of the air conditioners in my company is depending upon the season that is going on. In winter season, I will produce very limited number of air conditioners. Why? Because nobody will buy the air conditioner in winter, right? But when it comes to the summer, everybody will try to buy the air conditioner. So my air conditioner production in my company is depending upon the season that is running. So if I am trying to do the forecasting for a particular air conditioner, I need to select what is the forecasting model. Is it a seasonal dependent model or constant model? Constant model is nothing but a car. It is not depending upon any season, right? If you go for summer, if you go for winter, or if you go for rainy season, everybody will buy the cars. So there is no dependency of the cars on the seasonal. So that is the reason I can say the car production in my company is a constant model production. Means every month I will produce 20,000, even it is a rainy season or even it is a winter season, anything, it doesn't depend. So every month the demand will be same. I am also producing the cars in the same way in each and every month, which is nothing but a constant model. But here it is a seasonal dependent, right? I cannot produce air conditioners every month at 35,000. Nobody will buy. Why? Because if winter comes, air conditioners production will decrease. So if I am trying to do the forecasting, so based upon the season that is running, I need to select the relevant forecasting model for a particular material. So let us say if I am producing air conditioner over here as a material, if I am creating air conditioner as a material, I need to select the forecasting model as a seasonal model, right? It is depending upon the season. What is trend model? Trend model is nothing but in the cloth industry, right? In the cloth industry, based upon the trend that is going on, you need to take the trend that is going on today into consideration and do the forecasting. Let us say nowadays if you take the jeans pants, so what is going on, it is a tight fit, right? But if you produce baggy jeans pants, nobody is going to buy. So you need to consider, if you are doing the planning for the pants, what is the trend that is going on in the market today. Accordingly you need to produce the pants and you need to do the forecasting. You should not do the forecasting or the planning for the baggy pants if the trend is going on tight pants, right? So you just need to select the relevant trend for the materials that you are going to plan. So this is one of the trend model which will be normally used in the cloth industry or the textile industry. Okay, so I am trying to create air conditioner, so I will select the seasonal model to do the forecasting purposes. Once I selected the relevant forecasting model, I need to select what are the historical or the past history months I want to take it consideration to do the forecasting for the future requirements. So I am taking previous 60 months historical data to do the forecasting for the future 12 months. Is nothing but a historical periods and the forecasting period. So in SAP, if I say period, that means it is a month. Okay, so I am taking 60-month past historical data into consideration to do the forecasting for the future 12 months. So before doing this historical data and the forecast execution, we need to maintain the consumption values for the past historical months. Where I will maintain, I will go to the consumption values. So these are the last 60 months, right? I said I am going to maintain the past historical data for the past 60 months, right? So this is the present month, that is May, and this is the April 22, March 22, like that. This is December 21. So I need to maintain the past historical procurement details of this particular material. Let us say every month I am trying to buy 1,000 during the previous months. So I will select all these things. So I need to maintain the past historical values over here. Once I maintain the past historical values, I am going to, like that, for the past 60 months I need to maintain the data. Then I will go back to the main data. Within the main data, I need to execute the forecasting, right? I maintain the past historical consumption details for the previous 60 months. Then I wanted to plan for the future 12 months, what exactly the quantities that I am trying to manufacture in my company, or that I am trying to buy it in my company. So before doing the forecasting, you just need to select. There are some factors like what is alpha factor, beta factor, gamma factor, and delta factor. So these are the some of the factors that are also having the implications on the forecasting, which you are trying to do based up along with the forecasting model. So I just need to select a relevant alpha factor or the beta factor. Accordingly, I can do the forecasting. Okay, so I will select the alpha factor over here as 0 to 1, and the beta factor I will also select 0 to 1, and gamma factor also I will select 0 to 1, and delta factor also I am going to select 0 to 1, right? So these are the some of the factors which will have implications on the planning which you are trying to do, like how your season also doing the implications, right? So once I selected the relevant gamma factor, beta factor, and data factor, I just need to click on execution button. So I wanted to do the forecasting from May onwards, or I can do the forecasting from June onwards, but I am trying to do the forecasting from this month onwards only. Then I will click on OK. So here you see the forecasting intervals. See the forecasting past historical data I have taken from 052021 to 042022. This is the past historical data which I maintained, based upon which I wanted to do the forecasting for the future months, that is May 2022 to 042023. It is almost 12 months forecasting I am trying to do. So for future 12 months I am doing the forecasting by considering the 60 historical values or the historical data of the 60 months. I need to select the forecasting model. So it is a seasonal model. Then I will click on execute forecasting. Okay, so these are the alpha factor and the gamma factor, and there are 12 months for a season for which I am trying to do the forecasting. I will click on execute forecasting. See, when I click on execute forecasting, my system is automatically calculating the forecasting figures for the material for the future months. That's like May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and again January 23, February 23, March 23, and April 23. So these are the future 12 months for which I am trying to do the forecasting values for a particular material, and I will click on OK. So this way you need to do the forecasting. You can execute the forecasting, but this will be normally done by the production planning consultant. But if you want to have some understanding upon this, you also can have it. Any doubts on the forecasting? Hello, any doubts on the forecasting?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, it is mandatory means if your organization is using forecasting functionality, then it is mandatory. Okay, but mandatory for a production planning consultant, not for consultant. But if you wanted to understand, you can understand this as well. Okay, so then we have the plant and storage location data. So I will try to click on plant and storage location data, and whatever may be the mandatory values are there, those things we are going to maintain. I think in the plant and storage location data, nothing is mandatory, and this is warehouse management 1 and warehouse management 2 will be used by the warehouse management consultant. If your company is implementing the warehouse management, you just need to maintain the warehouse management related information. But this is something related to the warehouse management consultant. As a consultant, if you are good, if you are able to understand the warehouse management related views, but it will be good if you are able to learn first then go for the warehouse management related concepts. Okay, so that is the reason we do not have anything mandatory over here in the warehouse management. So now I am going into the quality management view. So quality management view is mandatory for the quality management consultants. But in quality management view, if your material, let us say a material bearing is coming into your company premises, once the material came into your company premises and you wanted to perform the quality management or the inspection related activities on the material, then you need to make material air conditioner is relevant for the quality management or the quality inspection processes. Okay, if you want to make a material relevant for the quality inspection processes, you just need to select inspection setup button. So I will just click on inspection setup button. So I will go to the inspection types. What are the levels at which I wanted to activate the quality inspection process for a particular material? As the SAP materials management activity, we are going to activate the quality inspection process when you do a goods receipt against a particular purchase order for this material. So I will select the inspection type is goods receipt for a particular purchase order. Means if I am receiving a material from one of the external vendor and against a purchase order, and that particular material received into my stores, so I am making this particular material will relevant for the quality inspection processes. That means whenever the material received into my company, my quality department will come and they will try to do the quality inspection processes. They will check if the materials are getting the characteristics almost equals to the characteristics which we requested from the vendor, then they will pass it, they will accept the material. If the materials are not satisfying the characteristics or the quality parameters which were requested by our company, so they are going to reject. So that is nothing but a quality inspection activity. So you just need to select. So there are various areas for a particular material to activate the quality inspection. Like you can activate the quality inspection, goods receipt, inspection during production. So means you are producing this particular material in your company. When you are producing, at that time also you can activate the quality inspection functionality. But as a consultant, I will activate the quality inspection functionality only when I receive a material from one of the external vendor against a purchase order. That is nothing but 01. Okay, so I will just select the relevant quality inspection activation. So I just activated this for this particular material. Then unit of issue means your base unit of measurement is metric tons, but when you are issuing this material to the production, you can issue in kgs or tons. Let us say I will select ton, nothing but a unit of issue. Okay, so the unit of measurement is separate, that is metric tons, but when I am issuing the same material to the production department, I can issue in tons, which is nothing but a unit of issue. Post to inspection stop. Since we have activated the inspection setup over here, whenever you do the goods receipt for this particular material, the stock will be updated in the quality inspection area, so that my quality department people will come and they will try to do the quality inspection against this particular material. Quality QM material authorization, let me select. Yeah, so whether the material is relevant for the quality materials, quality processes or not, you just need to select a relevant quality management authorization object over here. Documentation required. Documentation required means you ordered one material from one of the vendor. So vendor also will verify the quality parameters, right? He will not simply deliver the material without checking the quality parameters that are being requested by you, right? So let us say I am the vendor, I am producing some materials in my company and you requested some materials from me. Then what I will do, I will check whether whatever may be the materials that I am trying to send it to you are falling under the characteristics or qualifying under the characteristics that you requested. So I will also do the quality inspection before delivering the material to you, and I will prepare one quality inspection document, and that particular quality inspection document I will be sending it to you along with the delivery and the materials which I am trying to send it to you. So which is nothing but a documentation required. GR processing time, it will take 3 days as we discussed. Inspection intervals. Inspection intervals means, let us say there is one material bearing. I am using bearing in my company daily. I am also receiving the material bearing into my company from one of the vendor on daily basis. So I will perform the inspection on regular intervals, not on daily basis, right? Why? Because he is the very old vendor from which I am trying to do the quality. I am trying to buy the procurement of the bearings. So I will not do the quality inspection processes for the bearings which I am receiving from this vendor on daily basis. Instead, weekly once or 10 days once or 2 days once, I will perform the inspection intervals or the inspection activities on the materials. Catalog profile is nothing but the quality inspection document. Means if I am buying air conditioner, how I need to do the quality checks, which is nothing but a document by using which I will be able to perform the quality inspection related activities. In that particular document, it will be mentioned how you need to do the quality inspection, etc. Like it is a user manual, right? So let us say you purchased one air conditioner. So they will give one user manual how to install the air conditioner and how to repair the air conditioner whenever there is a problem arises. So that is nothing but a catalog profile. Plant specific material status. If you want to deactivate the quality management functionality for this particular material from this date onwards, 31/05/2022, you wanted to not perform the quality management activities, you can just select the material status as a absolute. That means from this date onwards, this particular material will not be relevant for the quality management related activities. Okay, so any doubts still here, or are you following, or do you have any clarifications required over here?
Sir, I have a small doubt.
Yes.
Earlier you have mentioned that we'll mention the like code for a particular material, right? Like just for in our company right now, it's a medical manufacturer company. There is a drug license, and for the drug license there is a import what we'll say import license. So it will be for 1 year or 2 year. So where will be mentioning this drug license number and date from so on so it is valid? So just I thought of checking.
The truck license will not be coming under material master, right?
Okay.
Okay, so truck is separate, material is separate, right? So truck details we are not going to capture in the material
Uh,
master.
um, no, so for the particular material, there will be a drug license actually. For every material, there is a separate drug license.
But you are using only one truck, or you
No,
are using
no.
100 trucks. For 100 trucks, there will be only one license.
Okay. It will be
So
different drug license.
if it is different, then where you will capture it is difficult, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
So, so you are not going to capture that in the material master, but there is one in the transportation module. There is something known as a transportation unit.
Okay,
So every truck you can create as a transportation unit.
okay.
So in the transportation unit, you can capture the details of the licenses for each and every transportation unit, nothing but a truck.
Yeah,
Okay, but in the material master, it will not come. Why? Because today you will use one truck, tomorrow you will use one truck. So it will be difficult to capture the all the truck details in the material master, right? So that is the reason you are going to use the transportation management. And the
okay,
transportation management, there is something known as a transportation unit, nothing but a truck. So where you will capture the details of all the licenses that are belongs to the truck.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Sir, regarding HSN codes, is there any here we mentioned here
What course?
HSN code? Like there is a separate code for every material,
Hmm.
unique code. So I think yesterday how mentioned that CR code something like that. Yes.
Every material has a HSN code, sir. It is a 6-digit HSN code.
HSR means
Harmonize like for everything, like just to identify the materials. Like it will global wide same code it will be available.
yeah, those
So
things are
based on
there in the foreign trade, right?
okay,
So here maybe you are saying HSN, but here we say it is a commodity code or cash number, product number like that.
okay,
So maybe the HSN code is specific to your system. What is the software that you are using?
SAP itself.
In SAP itself, it is HSN code.
Yeah, yes. In SAP itself they have mentioned HSN code. So when I see that material master, then they have mentioned as
Where is
I
I
don't know
think
the exact spelling.
I also heard about the HSN code, but I need to check where they are maintaining. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so or is it a hazardous number code?
No, no, sir. It's
There
a
are so
HSN code
many.
itself.
There are so many places.
Yeah,
Okay, so there are so many places where you can maintain the codes.
yeah,
Okay,
yes,
but
yes.
we need to check. There are so many area places. Okay.
With reference to the HSN code, it is capturing this like IGST, basic custom duty, all this
Okay, okay.
for that
So I
particular
need to check
material.
where. Okay, I need to check where it is being maintained.
Okay, okay, fine.
So EAN code, European International Article Number. Maybe this is the HSN code.
Okay,
Okay, so like that, there are so many things. There are so many areas where you will find the relevant codes for a particular material.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so any other doubts? Okay, so we can stop the session till here today. So tomorrow we will be able to complete the material master. Once the material master is completed, then we are going to get into the vendor master data. Okay, all master data, it will take at least 3 to 4 classes. Once all the master data are completed, then we are going to go to the transactional data creation. Okay, so then we can close the session here today. Tomorrow we can continue. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, much.
Yes.